Across a varied career that's ranged from vast sci-fi vistas to cramped shootouts and everything in between, Denis Villeneuve has carved out a niche as a filmmaker who's as comfortable operating in arthouse territory as he is blockbusters. His work is marked by a measured build-up of tension, characters struggling with courses of action that seem predetermined, and the complex impact and legacy of violence. Now, with the arrival of Villeneuve's biggest film yet, the galaxy-spanning sci-fi epic Dune, it's time to look back at his early work and see how these critical themes developed. Villeneuve began his career as a documentary maker before transitioning into fiction with two well-received features, August 32nd on Earth and Maelstrom. Despite their critical success, they differ significantly in tone to his later work.
The two first movies I made, specifically the second one, Maelstrom, was quite arrogant and disconnected, and was at the time the most successful things I've done. And for me, in the same time, a big failure, because I felt that the movie didn't convey what I wanted to talk about.
It's not until Polytechnic, Villeneuve's third feature, that his signature style becomes evident. The film is a fictionalized account of the 1989 École Polytechnic mass shooting, where a gunman killed 14 women due to his anti-feminist beliefs. Shot in stark black and white and mostly limited to the narrow scope of the attack itself, the small scale of Polytechnic belies its poetic nature. The camera tracks slowly down corridors, ratcheting up tension, and turns upside down, building an almost surreal feel that is brought crashing down to earth in moments of realistic violence. Instead of portraying events in a linear way, the film's structure jumps around in time, starting with the attack itself, then moving back to before it and running up to it, exploring its aftermath, and then going back and reliving the attack again. In this repetition, Villeneuve and writers Jacques Devitz and Eric Lecker interrogate the lasting effects of violence. The audiences relive the trauma of the attack, more and more aware of what is coming. In Incendie, Villeneuve digs deeper into the question of what effect violence has on its survivors. When their mother Noelle dies, twins Jean and Simon are instructed by their mother's will to find a previously unknown half-brother. A revelation that sets off a journey to their mother's birthplace and into her traumatic past. Based on a play by Wadi Mawad, the film's setting is fictional, but heavily influenced by Lebanon and the civil war that took place there between 1975 and 1990. Jeanne leaves her career as a mathematics professor behind and travels to her mother's country for the first time, where her outsider's perspective makes it difficult to investigate.
مرحبا. أساعدك بشي؟
مرحبا. في حدا يتكلم فرنسي أو إنجليزي؟
Her travels are intercut with sections of Noelle's life, jumping back and forward in time and returning to key moments repeatedly. As Jean and Simon delve further into their mother's history and are faced with indescribable, brutal truths, the horrors of what Noelle experienced are portrayed unflinchingly on screen. These brutal acts, combined with the complexity of the time and location shifts the story follows, disorient the viewer and build to a central idea that some acts are truly indecipherable. Just as Incendie ends with Jeanne and Simon re-examining themselves and their past, Enemy focuses on a fracturing of identity. University professor Adam lives a monotonous life, delivering the same lectures every day and following the same routine each night. But when he spots a doppelganger in a movie, he becomes obsessed with the other man and tracks him down. The resulting confrontation distorts both men. This bizarre premise is underpinned by two great performances from Jake Gyllenhaal. As Adam, he's guarded, quiet, and nervous. As Anthony, he's forthright and outgoing. That sharp divide begins to blur as, after meeting, both men start to take on aspects of each other's personalities. The film makes little attempt to explain how the men have both come to exist as exact doubles. At times, they seem to even share life events and schedules. When Adam goes to visit his mother, she insists he has trouble with infidelity, a trait associated with Anthony.
The last thing you need is to be meeting strange men in hotel rooms. You have enough trouble sticking with one woman, don't you?
Other aspects of their personalities are more disparate. Anthony attends a shadowy sex club where Adam couldn't be more out of place. To provoke further debate, opaque symbolism around spiders and webs recurs throughout the film. In one of the film's more disturbing images, a distorted arachnid creature looms over the skyline of Toronto. Regardless of the apparent meaning behind the events of its plot, Enemy is a claustrophobic, disturbing experience with its own nightmarish logic. Adam is often trapped, moved to the edge of frame as the camera follows him from behind or observed from outside. He and his double inhabit anonymous tower blocks, meet in drab hotel rooms, or are seen through reflections and shadows. For Adam, a confrontation with his double, or perhaps a reflection of himself, is the catalyst for a fracturing of his identity with violent consequences. In the distant future of Dune, the noble Atreides family are manoeuvred into taking control of the planet Arrakis, formerly the domain of their rivals, House Harkonnen. As son Paul watches his father knowingly walk into the political trap laid for him, he begins to experience visions as a result of Arrakis' all-important natural resource, the drug spice, which allows people to see the future. With its themes around predestination and unavoidable violence, Dune is a continuation of Villeneuve's trademark thematic concerns, as well as an exciting new chapter in his filmography.